What is up, everybody? Welcome to Geeks to the Round Discussion Vidcast. Of course, we are here to discuss Game of Thrones episode 502, House of Black and White. I am your executive producer, DeAno Jackson. Let's go ahead and introduce the rest of the panel. Start on off with our editor-in-chief, Matt Moore. What do you think of this episode, Matt?
I thought it was pretty good. It was, I don't know, there's a little bit more than there was in the first episode. We're still not getting, like, major action scenes, but it was interesting.
Yeah, a whole lot of build-up in this one. Community manager Nicholas Goldberg, what did you think of this one?
I really like it. There's a lot going on, pretty much all over. So, looking forward to it.
Yeah, agreed. Isaiah, how about you, man? What did you think?
Episode was okay. Everything else was very good, minus Daenerys' story, which is weird.
Okay, all right. And last but most certainly not least, Lou Rod, what'd you think of this one?
I enjoyed it. Just finished watching it before we started.
All right, right on. Well, it's like a whole lot happened in this particular episode. Of course. Let's just go ahead and start off with Arya's story arc because
yes,
that was kind of the one that I was mostly looking forward to here. We finally have her getting to the House of Black and White, making that journey way across that way.
Which is cool, though.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, Mr. Chekhov not home.
It's a terrible name, Chekhov. It's like, really? You're picking a different name.
Or Jakar, that's what it was.
Are you saying Picard? It's Picard.
Okay. Basically, they said that he wasn't there, and yeah.
Yeah,
it's Jaqen Hagar.
Oh, Jaqen Hagar. Sorry, I was getting names mixed up.
Or Picard.
No, not Picard.
Yeah, wrong show there, buddy.
Hey, it's still he's a good captain. He was still a badass captain.
Just think of Sammy Hagar in the future.
There you go.
But it's like what I'm curious about is like why Arya wasn't allowed in it first. Is like that was like some Fight Club shit.
Right.
That's totally what that reminded me of. Just standing out on the porch, and I kind of expected the black dude to come out and start beating her with the fucking broom.
Well,
yeah.
Supposedly black dude.
Yeah, he was black at the time.
Hey.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure he is black and white. And, every other
He's
color.
biracial. That's what happened. He's biracial.
He's every racial.
yeah, it's bi implies too. He's
Right.
polyracial.
Or
Yeah.
he's pretty much everyone. He's Legion.
Well, it's like in his exact words, he's no one, which kind of makes it easy to be everyone.
Right.
Yes.
The faceless man.
Mm-hmm.
But really quickly before we go any more further, I did love the design with the black and white and the design behind the environment where Arya was in. It was very beautiful. I really like how it all came together. The weather, the rain, everything else. I just loved it a lot. I love the scenery.
Yeah, it's like the one thing that disappointed me is when Arya was in the streets and those three assholes, tried to accost her. It's like I thought Arya was about to get down with the get down.
It was gonna be awesome because she didn't have a fight.
Seriously, I was expecting her to go, all right, just name two different appendages. You. Arm and leg? Okay, there. Here, let me hand you your arm and leg. Like,
yeah, because she had an awesome line in there.
Press and thigh, okay. Attack and press and thigh. Like,
yeah, because she had a really awesome line when they were sitting there talking about how much her sword was worth, and she's like, it's not worth anything to dead men. just calm, cool, and collected. It's like, yeah, that's how this is about to go down.
Right. Because I was really hoping to see her go fight some just random strangers who she didn't never met before and just start kicking some ass, start taking limbs and all that good stuff. But sadly, it didn't happen for a good reason though.
Can I ask, I understand that she's smaller than them, but she's walking around with a fucking kick-ass sword like that. There has to be a story on how she got it.
No, there was.
I mean, you've got to use your brain. You got to be like, this small little thing somehow has that sword on her head. Either one, she's been training with that sword, or two, she took that sword off of someone else's body.
Or both.
Either way, let's not fuck with her.
Yeah.
We got little tiny fucking daggers. She's got a fucking sword that she obviously knows how to use.
Very sharp sword too, by the way. It's very sharp. So.
Uh-huh. Yeah, unfortunately, it never got to that where, whereas Jaqen came around, and this is the first time is like that they seem to have some kind of fucking sense. Because the second they saw him, they got the fuck out of there.
It's like, oh shit, it's that black guy. Nope, yeah, time to go. See ya, bye. Kind of much like Star Trek.
Yeah, ran off lickety split. It's like they were not trying to fuck with him.
And remind me, the person who originally taught her how to use that sword, he was also from Bravos, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they called him a Bravos River Dancer.
Okay.
If I recall right.
I'm just saying that it sounds like there's some pretty fucking highly skilled swordsmen in fucking Bravos. If you got little tiny fucking daggers, don't attack people with swords.
Yeah.
Like, don't take a dagger to a sword fight.
Yeah.
To be fair, we never saw if they were any good at fighting or not. So
Right, and
If they were good at fighting, they'd have a fucking sword, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
No.
Right.
They were good at one thing. They were good at running.
right,
Yeah, they were excellent at running like scared little bitches.
right. No, puss cake.
I have to say, well, to be fair, it's like, I mean, if Jaqen Hagar was staring at me like that, I'm pretty sure I'd be running my ass off too.
Right, but you want to pick a fight with a child though, like, because they were picking a fight. Well, not fight Arya can handle her own, but it's just like, really, dude, she's a kid. You want to pick on the kid?
Well, yeah, it's like, I mean, I wouldn't do that because I'm not that much of an asshole.
Right, like, come on, man.
I was just gonna say, I'm surprised he was walking around Bravos like by himself alone, just randomly walked in. I mean, if he was in Florida being a black guy, he would have been shot by then.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't think there was anything random about it.
Nope. But this was pretty much the best. Between Arya's whole story arc is like the best part so far that I've seen for season 5, because we haven't seen much of her so far, but we know she's an awesome character. You guys had awesome character development, so we're gonna see how she becomes a more badass character.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I really like to talk about it.
Yeah. Here is the entire story that you're saying is the best story arc of this season. Her entire story arc is she goes to a house. He's not here. Okay. Almost gets in a fight, and then finally gets in the house. That's the entire fucking story thus far.
Yeah, but that's really
I
good.
think it's more referring to the rest of the story arc for the rest of the season.
Matt, you forgot one key scene.
What's
She
that?
also saw a big statue on a boat.
Oh, and you can't tell me she didn't look up that fucking battle skirt.
Hey, it was free range, homie. Free range. Well, it's
good
free
God.
range now. So.
Free balling.
Yeah.
I will say that out of all the storylines I'm looking forward to seeing play out this season, Arya's is kind of the top of my list from, of course, having read the books and whatnot. So knowing what direction her character is, like her character development is taking her, I am actually pretty excited to see that play out on screen.
Same here.
And I agree. I don't think we're gonna see like the meat of that until like 2/3, if not the last part of this season.
Yeah, probably not, because this season's got a lot going on.
I can imagine that they don't show Arya for like the next 5 episodes, and then like on the 6th episode they do a training montage, like to the song "Eye of the Tiger," and like she's got her sword doing that. Yeah.
That'd be kind of cool, though. I won't lie. That's kind of cool.
No, that would not be kind of cool.
Hey,
That would suck. It'd be funny though. It's like I could see someone putting some clips together and doing that shit on YouTube. Ooh, yes, viewers, that's your homework assignment for later on in the season. It's like, yeah, so someone just take a bunch of clips of everything Arya goes through at the House of Black and White, make a training montage, and set it to Eye of the Tiger.
You know who we should call out on that specifically is
Who?
one Mr. Brundle.
Oh yeah. We should totally have to do that.
Because remember, he's the one who made our Benny Hill Walking Dead video that was so popular for a bit.
Uh-huh.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we want something done right. It's like I guess we should have to do it ourselves, but I want to see if our viewers come up with anything, because I think that would be kind of epic. All right, so in the meantime, it's like done with that. Let's pop over to the wall.
Oh yes, that was a good scene too.
Yeah, because it's like that's another bit of storyline that I'm looking forward to seeing. Because I know there's like a lot of interesting stuff is going to go on there, and it's already kind of setting off with Jon Snow being elected the 998th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch,
which is badass.
I did get the number right. It is 998.
Yeah,
it's up there.
It's up.
Yeah, elephant and a rhino. I don't know.
I remember the old man saying 998.
Or 99999.
No, that was Herman Cain.
Oh, hey. Hey, Herman Cain could be part of Watch too. He could be on the wall watching all that good stuff. That's why he's so crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but it's like the really interesting thing is also Stannis Baratheon, who Stannis is like, I mean, he's having his own way of operating, but from everybody that's currently, trying to vie for control of the Seven Kingdoms, I have to say that he's probably the most honorable.
Yes.
He seems to be actively trying to correct some of the mistakes, some of the bad things that happened. I mean, even as far back as season 1. I mean, I understand he had his own ulterior motives for offering to restore to give Jon his name, to have him become, officially a Stark and Lord of Winterfell. And of course, there's ulterior motives, but that was also kind of the right thing to do.
Right.
Yeah, and I'm not sure people understand what those ulterior motives are, in that the people of the North would probably turn on Roose Bolton and his party pretty quickly if they had a Stark fighting to go back to Winterfell.
Oh, hell yeah. In an instant. If there's a Stark at Winterfell, it's like, yeah, that would play huge for the North, and they would very, very quickly fall in line.
Right.
So when it comes to the election, like everybody knows that Sam wasn't just being like a nice guy, right? Everyone knows that Sam was being kind of selfish. He did a great thing, but he was being selfish. He was protecting Gilly. Well, I guess that's not selfish, but
that's
It's a give and take.
kind of the polar
he's
opposite.
protecting his girl,
Right.
and his only source of things that he's not supposed to do. But everyone knows.
Well, we got to that one scene. I forgot her name. That little girl. I forgot her name. That's Stannis' daughter.
Gilly.
Thank you, Gilly.
No, that's not Stannis' daughter.
Oh wait. Oh crap. Shireen.
Shireen?
Yeah.
Either or, because she had a really interesting dialogue with her mother. I mean, mother. I don't like the mother. She kind of had some spoken truth behind, like, oh, so you read books, okay, but I know more than you, because out there, outside those things you read books with, there's more dangerous things out there. There's more things you don't know. So it was a double-edged sword. No fact you don't like her, she's telling the truth. But at the same time, she locked her in a cage. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's really interesting character development there.
I really hate Stannis' wife. I think that her character should die, and should have died a very, very long time ago, or should have somehow killed herself. She is the weakest-willed character in this entire fucking show. And that's saying something, because there's some pretty fucking weak-willed characters in this.
That is true.
She's a pretty big fool.
A pretty big fool?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because she's the reason that basically the
Fire Priestess?
yeah, Melisandre
Melisandre,
is has so much influence in Stannis' camp.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I agree with all of that.
Yeah. But I don't, because it was really, because if you was in her shoes, like the little girl's shoes, would you actually agree with your mother when she told you, like, y'all know nothing about the world itself? But because you're teaching a wildling how to read. You think that's a good idea. but your mom just tells her like, oh, it's a terrible idea and all this nonsense. Would you actually believe her?
I would believe my mother if she tells me the world is a dangerous place because she's probably seen it. But the other part, hey, she wants to learn to read. Who am I to not teach her?
Hmm.
Yeah. It's one of those kind of skills that turns out kind of useful.
Yeah, if you know how to read, you know how to survive.
Mhm.
Okay.
I don't think so, but okay.
Hey, in politics, you do. You survive much longer.
See, I think Isaiah has done this on purpose, where he says such ridiculous things that when something is only slightly ridiculous, we just give it to him.
Yeah,
Because it's not worth fighting for.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Great Isaiah
Like-
logic right there.
Reading, surviving, nothing related. But you know what? We'll give it to you, Isaiah, because
Yeah.
fuck it.
Exactly. Isaiah logic.
Because on the grand scale of crazy shit Isaiah says, that barely ranks a 1.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna pull out my book to stop your sword.
You
Yeah.
see? There you go. It's like I said, the pen is always mightier than the sword, which is true.
No, that's only true in Doctor Who and never anywhere else.
Hey, that's a
Yeah,
true
that's
saying.
it's not true.
It's a true saying, though. The pen is mightier than the sword.
Yeah.
Not unless there's a gun attached to that pen.
Which it is. You can say that.
Ooh!
Yes, you can.
Yeah.
Look, it can happen. It can
That's
happen.
007 shit right there.
Well, that's true, too.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
laser pen.
Hey, that's another way of saying the pen is mightier than the sword. Which is still true, folks. Still true.
Yeah. It's like my pen shoots rockets. In that case, it kind of is far more powerful than the sword. I don't know.
Let me see. What else did we go over?
Let's go over and talk about the adventures of Brienne and Podrick for a bit.
Oh, yes, that was fun.
Yeah, that was irritating.
Oh,
All
how was it
right,
irritating? It
DeAno.
was
I know
fun.
you want to say it. What was the main thing that pissed you off about that scene?
I won't say pissed me off. It's like he knows this well because I was kind of ranting about it last night. We were watching this episode, but okay. Brienne is trying to get Sansa to trust her. Wouldn't it be a good idea to mention? Oh yeah, by the way, about a month ago I saw Arya. She's fine. And, alive and all that. And yeah, I saw her with my own eyes.
And I killed the Hound.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
I killed
Killed that.
and that.
Yeah, but I understand what you're saying too, Deanna. That was kind of a little bit nerve-wracking because, like,
Well, I just kept waiting for her to say it because it would have made sense to say.
right.
You're trying to get Sansa to trust you. That's a pretty good way of doing it.
Yeah, and plus Littlefinger pulled out all the facts against you too. Like, hey, remember that one king you tried to protect? He's dead. Well, he died of a shadow man. Looked like Stannis. Okay, that's great. You can't protect shit. Good job.
Yeah, pretty much.
We were having that discussion last night. Is that if you're going to explain your story, you might want to somehow phrase it to where it's a bit more believable and a bit more. All these people died on my watch.
Right.
Like those two things were kind of like seriously. You're gonna say like a shadow with the face of Stannis. Like these people don't really believe in magic. I mean, they've
don't.
heard of magic.
Right. They heard of dragons.
And there are people like Melisandre and Stannis and all that who have seen it firsthand. But most of these people have never seen it in real life. And so a fucking shadow showing up with the face of Stannis Baratheon, that's some crazy fucking shit.
She's not.
That would be like someone telling me that Peter Pan's shadow is right behind me. I'd be like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, that makes no damn sense.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so
By the way,
Littlefinger's reaction to that was good.
Wow. Someone having a street race.
That's exactly why I closed my window. Because it's like some wild shit out there every time we're doing the show. I was like, today, fuck that. Not in the mood.
By the way, I wrote about this in the article that I wrote about the big changes between the books and the show. The scene with Brienne running into Sansa, which, by the way, it was a big change that she ran into Arya last season. That never happened in the books. But this also didn't happen in the books, and it's a pretty big divergent, which which we'll see in the next episode, just how far this is going from the actual story from the book material.
Yeah, and that's an interesting point. It's like, I mean, what do you think about that? Them taking so many liberties and going so far outside what you were expecting, having read the books.
I don't dislike it. It actually, for me anyway, it makes it so that I don't know what's going to happen next, and so that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even with the changes that they're making, they'll still probably end up at the same place. But so much has happened in book 4 and book 5 that's not happening here, and vice versa. It's hard to say where the show will actually end up and then where the books will actually end up. Are they actually going to end up in the same place? Because it's going to be, once the show is done, it's probably like the last book won't even probably be out yet.
Yeah,
Like,
I doubt it. Yeah, it's like at the rate that George R. Martin is going.
He's developing another TV show.
Oh wow!
What the fuck is up with that shit?
No, like really, dude? Like, really? You got Game of Thrones in the book, but you want to make another show? Really, dude?
You need to fucking stop with all this side shit and finish what you started, motherfucker.
But he knows you. He knows you guys.
Pretend
so well.
it's a pie. Pretend it's a pie. Finish that shit up. You know you want to.
But that's what he knows you guys. So
I mean, this series started in fucking 1998 or so,
Oh, wow.
98, 99 or so, is when a Game of Thrones came out, and it's now, you know, fucking almost 20 years later, and we're still waiting for the rest of the series.
Wow, really? Are you serious?
yeah.
Originally, it was set out to be just 3 books. And then
Good Lord. This
So
guy
that's
is
what he
really
technically
sixth-
done.
The
But then-
sixth book, the
Good Lord,
sixth book is gonna, which is the second to last book, will come out maybe next year. It's confirmed
Oh,
it won't
wow.
come out. It's confirmed it will not come out this year. So it might come out next year.
Man, this guy must be a psychopath or
All right,
something. He knows you guys so
Deanna,
well.
you and me, we need to set up like a Saw type of situation. Fucking trap that motherfucker. If you don't get 1,000 words out per day, you know, the fucking heads rip open the head type of
Reverse bear trap.
Yeah.
This is called
Yeah, reverse bear trap, exactly.
Yeah. Let the game begin.
And by the way, for everyone who's read the books, it's not necessarily a bad thing that they're changing some things, because it took me maybe about a year to get through the 5th book.
Wow.
Because
Was it that dry or what was it?
It was pretty dry. Yeah.
He was so thirsty, he needed some water. Like, man, I'm so dry. Where's that water at?
Okay then.
Hey, it was funny. Okay, it was funny.
It was.
I'm glad you think so.
You know what? Screw you guys. You know it's good, Joe. Oh, you always player hate on me. You always player hate on me. I see how it is now. It's racism.
Yes, I agree. DeAno, stop being racist towards Isaiah.
Exactly. That's called reverse racism.
DeAno froze.
DeAno did freeze, and strangely, Isaiah disappeared. I don't know where the fuck Isaiah went. But let me see. What else
Racism
we
at
got?
its finest.
We're pretty much done as far as Brienne goes. I mean, we saw them, run away from Littlefinger and his band of merry men. Which, by the way, that's kind of weird that they tried to detain her like that.
Yeah,
Adding-
and
they're
not
just-
very intelligent either.
They're adding excitement to the story.
Let me see. What else do we got? We also got, of course, Cersei back.
Wow.
Doing her thing. Basically becoming the Hand of the King without actually becoming the Hand of the King. And giving everyone orders that she was not authorized to give.
Dude, that little boy is the most gullible ass person I've seen.
Oh,
I don't think he's gullible. I think he just doesn't realize the responsibility that's on his head. I think that he's going around and he's having sex with his new wife, and he thinks that that's all that there is for him to do as king. And he hasn't been told, no, hey, there's other stuff you got to do too. And I mean, once he actually has the decisions in front of him, it's very possible that he might actually like try and make wise decisions. But he hasn't had those decisions put in front of him yet.
And also, we got to talk about two things really, very quickly, Matt. Podrick threw a rock. He's terrible at throwing rocks. And the other one is Sansa, hope I said her name right, was asking. We're at that point where Jamie and her were trying to plot how to get their own daughter back.
Yeah, what happened is Cersei got a package from Dorne, which contained the
necklace.
necklace
the daughter's necklace. Yeah.
Marcella. That's I was trying to think of her name. So it had Marcella's necklace in like the mouth of a fake snake. So it was obviously a threat. And then, so she basically pleads with Jamie to do something about it.
Plead or command?
Both.
No, it was. I don't really think it was either. I think she said, "Hey, this is what's going on," and Jamie said, "Okay, I'll take care of shit."
Yeah, please, because as far as the show goes, Jamie is not that much of a bad guy, and he actually does kind of care about.
Well, he's not her.
His kids?
Yeah.
He does kind of care about his sister's pussy.
He cares more about his sister than his kids, but he kind of a little bit cares about them.
He's like, yeah, get some free sex for my sister or care about my kids.
I mean, to Jamie's point, he could care for his kids a little bit, because remember, he's a dad plus an uncle.
And a kid slayer.
He has dual roles here.
Yeah, they get 2 cards on their birthday.
happy birthday.
Also, 2 birthday presents?
I get 1. I said happy birthday.
Just all of them signed Uncle Dad.
Wait a minute. Uncle Dad? Hey, Mom, what does that mean? Nothing.
Uncle Dad, Jamie Lannister.
Is that like a sister wife?
Let me ask you guys something in that. What do you think about Jamie going to Bronn and basically making him go on this journey with him?
Interesting.
I think it's gonna be fun.
It is.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten rid of the true buddy comedy shit that was going on from last season because I mean the Hound's fucking dead, so the Hound Arya's gone. Brienne and Jamie that's of course split up. So now we need another one of those stories, and I think, we now have Podrick and Brienne, so that's good. We just need a second one, and I think this is going to be the second one.
Yeah, I agree because the last time Bronn teamed up with the Lannister, it was a pretty fucking entertaining. So
Yes, it was the war. Oh God.
So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing more of that, and Bronn and Jamie are 2 very interesting characters with their own distinct personalities. It's like the 2 of them teaming up to go on this adventure. It could be very, very entertaining.
Which again, by the way, absolutely did not happen at all whatsoever, even a little bit.
I do have a question though. I have one question I'm a little bit lost on. So where is
just one thing you're a little bit lost on? Just one? Yes. Are you sure? Or do you, okay, wait. You mean you want to just talk about one right now because talking about all the things that you're lost on would take entirely too long. Okay, I get it. So we'll talk about this one. Go ahead.
But anyway, so her daughter is in a location, correct? Well, I don't know where the location is at because I keep.
It's in Dorne.
Yeah.
Where is Dorne? Is that Dorne? Where the Viper is?
Dorne is basically the San Diego and Mexico of Westeros.
And who rules that? Who rules that land?
The Martells, the Viper from last season who got his head crushed in.
Is the Viper?
His family. I forget his first name. Don something Martell.
Yeah, we don't really care. But is it going to be a war between those 2 factions? If there is, it'll be really cool.
Maybe.
But yeah, she was sent there specifically because the Viper said, you know what, we don't hurt little girls in Dorne. And what the fuck are they looking to do?
Well, no, she was sent there in like season 2 before the Viper was ever there.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was during
that
when
was Tyrion
yeah,
did that. when he
Tyrion
was
did
around.
it when he was Hand of the King.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
yeah.
He did it, I believe, out of some sort of peace treaty type thing.
That was out of spite.
That was the excuse for it. He did it to fuck with his sister.
Yeah. You want to fuck with me, sister? Okay, I will fuck with you.
Which let's elaborate. That's fuck with, not just fuck.
Well, it
That's
wasn't.
the other brother.
He enjoyed that aspect of it, but it actually was a legitimate reason. Is when Stannis was trying to rally support from other kingdoms, basically for his cause. He wanted to secure Dorne, which didn't have any love for Tywin's family, the Lannisters.
Right.
But that was his way of securing their allegiance.
Yep.
Just because the Lannisters were responsible for
Everything.
the princess's death. I mean, come on. How, you still gonna hold a grudge?
Of course.
Well, yeah, they do. They still do. They hold his grudge to Ned Stark's death and a lot of things.
Yeah, they have to learn to let shit go.
You know what?
Yeah, I know.
Funny,
Come on.
funny you say that because our next place that we went in the show was to Dorne, to a seemingly very pacifist leader in the Martells who did not want to agitate the crown at all,
He's just lazy.
despite pleas from the Viper's wife to do so.
He was like, I don't care. I was want to chill in his chair.
Yeah, but I mean, starting an unlawful war is starting an unlawful war. It's still like there's no reason to start this fucking war. The Viper got in that ring of his own fucking volition.
Yeah,
And
but
the wife just doesn't see that. She just wants to go like, hey, let's start a fucking war.
Well,
Just because I'm pissed that he did this thing. You're pissed at the Viper. You're not pissed at the fucking Lannisters.
Exactly. It's like it wasn't their fault, and thank God that Doran, I think his name is Doran, that he had some sense about him. It's like, and he's basically explaining this situation. It's like it was a trial by combat.
right.
He lost.
Yeah.
That was not a murder.
Right. But at the
He
same time,
lost because of his own stupidity. He got his head popped like
it's
a
ego. It was ego. It was
Yeah.
ego itself.
It's
But
like,
again,
he could have won if he had just finished the job when he had a chance.
yeah. But again, Oberyn did it because he knew the Mountain pretty much killed his sister and all that type of nonsense. He was trying to prove it, and he did say it after he got done killing him. So what was more than that? What was more than just the prince's death? What was this more like the Mountain? What he did was under the same orders that not Tyrion, but Tywin's orders.
What do you mean?
Well, Oberyn and Tywin was having that conversation about like his family was got like murder or things like that nature. He came to him like, yeah, do you have anything to do with it? No, maybe, wink, wink, maybe, wink, wink, but you can't do nothing about it because he knew he knew some connection between the Mountain and the Lannisters. So once he told the whole spill the beans, like, yeah, I did everything to your sister, and that's how I killed her. And so since he got that out the way and pretty much everything else, and add on to the prince's death, that gives a little bit more cause or reason to go with war because the Lannisters did more harm to the family of Oberyn's tree.
I think I almost see a point in there somewhere, but they wouldn't know that.
I know, but he said out loud, and she actually heard it too. They all heard it. Like he said, he raped her and killed her before he got killed himself.
And now he's dead. So.
Well, that's supposed to what they. Well, the audience don't know if he's actually dead or not. The kingdom knows he's dead, but not the audience. So if the audience don't know he's dead, then there's a probable cause that he still be alive, and they want him dead. They'll start pretty much. That's how wars get a big start from those type of points of views. Like when someone hurts your own family, not just the prince stuff, but more families, and was ordered by the person itself, it causes more tension. And so I'm just wondering.
Yeah, but I mean, you kind of have to give up that idea when you walk into a fucking arena. I mean, when you walk into an arena where one of you is expected not to walk back out,
mm-hmm.
I mean, everyone involved, including the families, have got to be like, you know what, like we got to. This is hands off. That he made his own decision, and they are men of honor. They're supposed to be men of honor. They're supposed to uphold the. We're not going to get pissed off if this person dies. I mean.
Well, not just the person.
That's not honorable. That's not honorable for the Viper to die and then be like, oh, I can't believe you killed him, even though he made his own choices.
Well,
that's not honorable.
Well, it's more than that. Not just the prince's death, because like I know what you guys are saying. The prince's death is on his own fault, which is true. But I'm gonna say, take the prince's death out of it. The mountain again. I keep breaking this up because I have to. Because he said what he said to the courts itself. Like, yeah. And again,
and the mountain is dead.
Again, they don't know that. They know that, but not the audience, not the family who saw the prince die. No one knows that for certain. And I'm surprised she didn't bring it up when she talked to his Orbian's brother. Like, oh yeah, that mountain. Was that he know if he killed your brother? Oh
yeah, because she didn't know that because she wasn't fucking there.
But he actually said it to everyone else out there. Before he got
she wasn't fucking there.
Are you sure? Because he said it out loud.
Sure.
Wait,
she was not there.
Wait, the Viper's wife? Yeah, she was there.
Yeah, she was there.
Where was there?
Yes. During the fight, absolutely.
Don't you remember? Don't you remember right before?
She was there.
Yeah,
okay.
right before. Yeah, right before the fight, she's like, "Don't leave me alone in this world."
Oh yeah. Okay.
So yeah,
and he left her alone.
Oh, one thing I want to mention here that they didn't really explain, which I'm sure will be explained soon. She mentioned the sand snakes, which, for those that don't read the books, those are the daughters of Oberyn Martell,
right?
The Viper,
who played a big part too.
And those are the people that she threatened Doran Martell with taking action,
right?
Since he was refusing.
And that's why I asked, because I know the children the children and the people of Orbian's land, they must feel the sorrow because they lost their prince, and they know he was in trial by combat. But again, everything had a reason. Why he had to go into combat? Why this and that? It started from one person, Tywin, and the mountain itself. So the daughters were going to look at it like, wait a minute, yeah, he did do that. Okay, let's go to war.
Go to war again too, though. It's like, I mean, okay. Let's say you're right and you're upset about the situation because you know the mountain did this thing and he did this thing on orders from Tywin. The mountain is dead. Tywin is dead.
But
both of the people they would have issues with are dead. Both of them.
I know. I understand too, but you want to make sure they suffer. You want to make sure the Lannisters did suffer, or pretty much they get like the backlash comes towards them full on. Like, okay,
Isaiah, I'm just gonna stop you there because that's not what she was saying. Basically, she wanted to kill Myrcella, not go to war. They just wanted to straight up kill Cersei's daughter as punishment for
that's stupid. That's very stupid. Like, really? That's your own husband's fault. He's a prince. He got into that fucking combat. Don't kill her.
But killing the daughter would have ignited a war in Cersei's mind.
Right. And Cersei.
So she's thinking, I killed this little girl here, and the way Cersei's going to react is most likely we go to war, and that's what she wants. She wants war to get avenged for her husband, even though, you know, it's her own husband's fault. He had the man beat, but no, he wanted to gloat and got his head popped like a pimple.
Right, that's true.
Yeah, but still.
But who will win that? Who will win that scenario though? Like between the Lannisters and Orbian's family, who will win? Like the Viper versus the wolf.
Did you just call him Orbian?
Hey, either way, I can't remember their family tree name. Okay, don't blame me. Orion's belt. Anyways, I'm just saying. And this very quickly. So, who will win in a pretty much a war itself between the Lannisters and Orion? Hey, I'm just saying.
I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say the people from Dorne would win in a fight with the Lannisters because the people who held the Lannisters together is dead.
Yeah.
He died on the shitter.
Yeah.
Interesting.
The only other person that can possibly even attempt to keep the family together happens to have a vagina, so that ain't gonna fucking happen.
Basically.
And Jaime is the Kingslayer and all these other fun stuff, so he might as well have a vagina, at least in everyone's eyes.
Yeah, he's a straight puss king.
He's not because he's a straight fuck you, Isaiah. Because of the fact that he's a freak. Because of the fact that he does not have the strength, quote unquote, to hold such power. That's how they view women as well. Not because he's a pussy, but because he's a freak and a Kingslayer. The same
So-
reason that Tyrion could never hold power.
Oh, they didn't like him anyways. They said they hated him. His family did.
Because he's a freak!
Yeah, but they hate him regardless.
Yeah, that's true. We shouldn't hate freaks.
Thank you. Speaking of freaks, it's like we did check in, although briefly, with Tyrion and Varys in this episode.
Yes, we did. I actually forgot about them entirely.
Oh yeah, because it was a very short scene, and that was kind of all we saw of them in this, just on their carriage ride to, I think they were going to Volantis.
Yeah, it was still a nice scene though. It was still like their conversation was very cool, and it was very cryptic. It was very interestingly cryptic how the Spider was telling Tyrion about everything and how everything is rising on the line between with this one ruler. So it was very interesting, very, very interesting. Because he can't walk outside because he has a price on his head. And
I was going to say, I don't remember much of that scene because I might have been drinking. But I'm going to guess that Tyrion might have been drinking.
yeah, drinking and making just. Oh my God, we forgot that one part too.
All Tyrion has done so far is drink and drink some more.
Well, he's in
Yeah,
the pressure.
I forgot the one scene in which Tyrion stopped drinking just long enough to pour himself a drink.
he's in a depressed state. Like, I don't care.
And throw up.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. That bit was funny to me from last week. It's like, I mean, he threw up. He didn't even care. It's like, okay, we're just gonna replace it. There we go.
Right. Like, uh-oh, I need some more drink. Hey, where's my whiskey over here? Where's the good shit?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think he cares about the good shit anymore. I think he just cares that it's coming his way.
He's just
Yeah.
worried about having a drink in his cup.
Yeah.
Yeah, at this point, Tyrion just, and I can't even be mad about this. Like, I mean, given all the shit he's went through, he's just at this point trying to be drunk all the time.
Yeah,
Which-
because
Fair enough, dude.
I can't blame him because his life was just going. Even on King's Landing, he had an awful, awful life itself, an awful career, everything else, because everything started rolling up to a big shitter, just a big shit. And then we get that ultimate big shit when his own lover betrayed him. It's like, wow, really? Really? You know what? Fuck
He just
it.
killed his own fucking father. I mean, that by itself is
He don't
enough
care about his
to
father.
start drinking. Ah, yes, he did. Yes,
He
he
did
did.
care about his father because
Yes,
he
he
mentioned the
did.
fact that he killed his father.
He can't. He cared about that hooker more than he cared about that father.
Maybe. That is very possible,
Yeah.
but he still cared about his fucking father.
Yeah.
I wouldn't at that point.
Well, yeah, but you're not him. It's like we're talking about him at this point.
We're talking
Yeah,
about a
yeah.
human being.
I know. I'm beyond human, son. I'm the logic itself. See the title?
It's your turn, DeAno. Thank you.
Oh, it's just I wasn't gonna let that go. I just was not. But yeah, it's like, I mean, killing his father, of course, did have a huge effect on him, because even though, you know, all the things that his father did to him, at the end of the day, it's like, I mean, that's still his fucking father.
Yeah.
And
I don't know.
he was kind of put in a position where he felt that he had to kill him.
I can't blame him on that part. Like, yeah. I mean, enough was enough.
And you have to admit, and you have to understand that Tyrion did
Dude.
kill the only person in his immediate family where Cersei hasn't touched their penis.
Exactly.
Yes. Remember,
If I
Cersei used to play puppet with Tyrion's penis.
Yeah,
She
and that pussy
fully
whip.
fucking admitted that shit.
Yeah.
So
pussy whip.
Ty was the only penis she hasn't touched in her family.
We don't know that, Matt.
Oh, okay,
It's
that is
possible.
fair.
It is possible.
Okay, she might have touched his penis as well.
Yeah.
It's possible. Anything is possible in Game of Thrones.
A man has needs, and his wife died a long time ago.
Right. Like, I got some cobwebs backed up, so I'm gonna get rid of those now.
I'm just saying, I would be really disturbed if I were Lena Headey playing that fucking character. I'd be like, you want me to say what? Like,
Oh,
seriously?
no. I bet she gets off on it. I would.
Yeah, she does. I bet she does.
No, fuck that shit. I'd be like, fuck you, I ain't saying that.
It's like, Joe
Hey.
Dirt, you're my sister.
Emilia Clarke ended up putting in her contract, no more nudity. She did that fucking 2 seasons ago. Like, you would
Oh,
think
yeah.
that Lena Headley would be like, let's tone it down on the whole fucking my family thing.
Yeah, but hey, she doesn't care. Like, hey, it's okay by me. It's okay by me.
She's looking at that paycheck, man.
Like,
I guess
paycheck.
so.
Incest and bigger paycheck. Okay.
All right, so moving on from there. Ow, that hurt my head way too much. Let me see. Who else have we covered?
Daenerys.
The only thing we haven't left off yet is Marine.
Okay, so yeah, we have Daenerys. This is something myself and DeAno disagree with. Is how that ended.
Mm-hmm.
Is we had this conversation back in Walking Dead, and now we're having it again, about how just killing a motherfucker is not the way to fucking go.
Right.
We were having this conversation at the end of last season of Walking Dead when it came to Rick, and now we're having it here.
Okay.
And I think Daenerys killing that guy was fucking stupid.
It was stupid.
Whether you think it was stupid or not, maybe she needed to learn this lesson.
Yeah.
And that's why she did it.
It was more than just killing him, though. She made it a public spectacle.
Yeah, but it caused more chaos, though, for that spectacle.
Right. As soon as Dario killed the guy, like, the crowd completely turned on her and started throwing rocks at her and the Masters.
A terrible
trial by error.
Yeah, but that's still a terrible.
That's why the crowd turned. The slaves hissed, and then one of the slaves threw a rock, and that's what made the crowd erupt.
Yeah.
So this is a learning curve for her.
But she got too close to the crowd, though. Like, you gotta do more procedure things.
But dude, she's a queen that is a baby at it. So it's trial by error. Will she make that mistake again? Probably not. She'll probably listen to the council and just say, fuck it, we'll just behead this motherfucker in this big-ass castle and no one can see it.
But let's go back.
Put his head on a spike.
Oh, we have to go a little bit back because we're talking about the guy who actually killed the guy who was killed in prison. I forgot his name. And that started the whole bigger change.
The guy that was killed in prison was one of the Sons of the Harpy, which are a faction of the Masters, who are secretly trying to work against Daenerys.
Right. I mean,
so they take him hostage and prisoner, and then one of the slaves who was guarding him, a freed slave, but basically the poor people, killed him, and that's the one that she executed at the end.
Right, but
down with the 1%.
However, this one
that's basically what it's about.
Right, but one thing about that whole scene entirely is that this guy was part of the master clique or whatever. If you killed him, it would cause more of a ruckus. If you kept him alive and put him in prison for whatever case may be, it would, like Lou said, trial by error. That would have been okay to have, but he was already taking care of him.
She could have killed him. She could have killed him in private, and no one would have known. Like
exactly.
Or if you have to make it public, put him in fucking stocks.
The reason that she did that very much in public is like I feel was to show because this is someone that was like kind of on her small council. This is someone that she trusted. She had to show in her mind. She had to show the strong hand that it didn't matter who you were. If you break the law, there is going to be a punishment for it, and that punishment is going to be harsh. It does not matter who you are.
Right.
And that's what I feel that she was trying to show. And regardless of the results of that, that is what she showed.
I know, but
she felt in her mind she was doing the right thing.
But would it have been better if they would have had that one guy up there instead of the guy who actually killed the prisoner? I'm just wondering because would that be a little bit different or?
Well, what one guy?
Well, the one that he killed, the one that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was the intention.
No. I'm not saying the intent.
That would have happened.
Yeah, but okay. I was gonna say like a speech.
If I can, Isaiah, let me say what I think you're trying to say, except in English.
That would help.
Unless I'm misunderstanding, what if they brought up the body of the fucking dead master and been like, this motherfucker should have to die, but he's dead already, and this person fucking did it, and be like, that he broke the rules. So now he has to take his place.
I don't
Isaiah,
think it
but
would have been any. I don't think it would have been any.
It wouldn't have been no different because they put the guy's body in the street anyway.
That was a dumb move, though. That was a very stupid move. He should have never done that.
If what Matt just said is what you wanted to explain, well, they saw him anyway.
Yeah, that they did that basically.
I know, but killing him was
and because that was made such a public spectacle, that's why it's like, I mean, she couldn't handle this in private because it's like it was very, very obvious that somebody had defied her and killed this motherfucker anyway.
Right.
It was already a public spectacle. She kind of had to go with it.
Right.
And that's why I said they should have just fucking left the motherfucker in stocks in the fucking public square.
Yeah, but.
And then it doesn't matter, but like if they end up killing him, it doesn't matter if fucking he ends up getting killed by the Masters. That doesn't fucking matter so long as it's shown that this is.
See what she should have done.
This is not something you fucking do.
In my fantasy, I would have just taken him, opened up where her other two dragons are at, and let the crowd see you defy me. I'm just gonna feed you to them.
Hey, that's pretty much.
And those two dragons would have ripped them in half and had a nice dinner.
I agree.
I agree with that too.
The problem is no one's gonna fucking get those dragons out of there.
Who the hell will get them out? They're gonna stay in there. They're gonna stay the fucking.
All right, I need 6 volunteers to bring the dragons upstairs.
I'm glad.
Like those dragons are going fucking stir crazy, which we saw last week.
Yeah, they're actually pissed off. So yeah.
Well, we saw her other dragon this week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
Ironically, the one that's the reason those two were locked up, like this is the only motherfucker that still kind of sane.
He's still more dangerous too. It's like, yeah, he's free and dangerous as fuck. Like, I should really stop him. Oh no, I'm gonna let him go free now. Bye bye.
How could you?
No.
How are we stopping a dragon, dude?
Hey, she said, "Come to me, child. Come to me." She could have said that.
Really?
Hey,
she tried that last week and it didn't work.
She's the mother of dragons. She should say that.
Yeah, well, somebody should tell her dragons because they don't seem to be recognizing her authority this season.
Did you kill the dragon?
A full fucking season ago, one of her dragons tried to fucking eat her. Well, not eat her, but bite her.
Well, however, I do have a serious question though. All these decisions that Daenerys is making, will that make her a little bit closer to her father? I mean, she's nothing like her father, but all his decisions, all his pretty much like public executions, will that bring her closer to the Bad King himself?
I don't think so. I don't think so because of the fact that this show has not explored how crazy her father was. I know in the books you find out a lot about how fucking crazy he is.
That's true. Well, we did when Jamie went over it. We kind of did.
Also the guy in the council too. He did it too.
But I'm gonna say no. But I think that her enemies will make that comparison often.
Right.
In the future.
And the enemies wasn't lying either. He was very.
By the way, another thing about that situation that I'm not sure people grasp the entirety of is that the Sons of the Harpy are basically all the rich people in the fine silk and robes that you saw in the crowd. The Sons of the Harpy are only from that crowd, so they're basically already against her. Like she fucked everything up for those rich people. Now she's made all the poor people pissed off at her. So she's gonna have a pretty tough time from here ruling in Marine.
So
well, you know what would be awesome is if some bastard who, well, not actually a bastard, but if some motherfucker who's very, very drunk currently shows up and goes, hey, this is how you play both sides. Because if anyone can fucking play both sides, it's fucking Tyrion.
Right, he's the only person who knows how to, because he knows the politics behind it. He's more well-crafted in it.
Yeah, that would be cool. It's like, seriously, Tyrion would be the only advisor that Daenerys would need.
Right.
I wonder if he would get along with Selmy at this point.
With Selmy, which one's Selmy?
The old knight.
Oh no.
No.
I think Tyrion wouldn't give a fuck. He'd be too busy with
Tyrion wouldn't care, but then you would have the old bastard always in Dany's ear whispering something that would try to cause conflict.
Yeah, but you got the spider on your side, so that kind of levels it out a little bit. The spider. Yeah.
Daenerys is also known as the spider.
Yeah.
Ball of Sky.
Yeah.
No hair.
Yeah,
Looks
I know
kinda
about his
like you.
nickname, the Spider. Anyways, so when this all comes to fruition, when it does come to like when Daenerys gets her army and gets everything ready to take over King's Landing, and so this Stannis, if they do collide, who do you think might win? If they do collide,
You asked a very similar question before, and
that was different. This is pretty much like
Dude, okay, once again, the Lannisters don't have the numbers.
I'm not talking
no
about
more.
I'm not talking about the last. I'm talking about the other one. I'm talking about Stannis' crew versus Daenerys' crew.
Depending on who he gets on his side,
it doesn't. Isaiah, it doesn't fucking matter. That's not what's going to happen. It's pretty obvious, at least to me. I've not read the books. It's pretty obvious what's going to happen. And that is the fucking kingdoms are going to clash, fuck each other's shit up, and then Daenerys is going to be like, hi. I'm taking over now because there's nothing left for you to fight me with. Like, and even if you combined all your forces, you still don't got enough to fucking fight me. So I'm taking my throne back. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
I only asked it because they're all building armies for something like
okay, Knuckles, you
yeah,
read
they're
all
all
the
using
books.
them too. That's
is
the
that
problem.
the way you feel the show is going?
Frankly, the books haven't gotten to any kind of ultimate showdown with her and them. That's a long time coming.
Oh God,
That's book 7 most likely.
We'll be like great old men.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's not going to happen until like the very end.
But yeah, that's how I see it happening. Is Stannis fucking and Lannisters and fucking the one Stark that'll be left, all fucking go at each other.
Yeah, Jon Snow. Hey, Jon Snow, how you doing?
No,
and
not Jon Snow.
Yeah, the Stark children. There's still 2 more left.
No, I'm saying in the future. I'm saying in the future.
No, you guys are forgetting about not just Sansa and Arya. You're forgetting about.
No,
Bran.
I'm talking about the 2 above the wall. Yeah, them 2.
Bran and Rakan.
Yeah.
Cripple Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, them with
Which,
Hodor.
by the way, no one's fucking seeing Rakan for like what 2 seasons now.
Basically, he's like, motherfucker, like, where you at?
I think the showrunners might have flat out forgotten about him.
Like,
my thought is by
George
R.
R. Martin. George R. Martin might have forgot about him.
Like Jar
By that time, I think there's going to be one fucking Stark left. That'll probably be Bran. Because somebody's got to control Daenerys' dragons. And it'll be Bran, and fucking Jon Snow will still be alive, but he still won't be a Stark.
Yeah, I mean that was my wild speculation from I think the end of last season, where basically the tree spirit told Bran he would fly.
The Giving Tree.
Ah.
Yeah.
So we don't know about this. What's his name again? Rakan.
Yeah, that's Bran's little brother that looks like
now.
Exactly like
he's
him.
been in the shadows because George R. Martin forgot about him. Now watch his ass make a sudden comeback in book 7 and rule it all.
Oh God, I can see that.
No.
He's gonna have he'll have a pack of dire wolves.
Yup.
Like dire wolves, come to me.
No, I think if anyone deserves a fucking crown, it's Podrick.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair enough.
He's fucking smarter than the last 2 fucking kings.
That's
Why
true.
the fuck not?
What are you talking about? Podrick is a nobody.
And
He's a somebody.
No, I don't want to get muted. I was about to use Isaiah logic, but I'm not gonna go that low.
Come on, say it, Isaiah Lodge. Come on, say it. What was on your mind? Come on, say it.
I was just gonna say, like, maybe we'll find out that somehow he was related to Robert Baratheon. I mean, that motherfucker put seed out there everywhere.
See, that's not Isaiah Logic. That's logic itself. It can happen.
I know, but I phrased it to where it wasn't
He has
Isaiah
black
Logic.
hair, so I suppose it's possible.
So it's safe to say that most of these guys who pregnant these women and pretty much Game of Thrones, they're like black guys. They never show up. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I didn't understand what he just said, so let's move on.
I understood what he said. It was just horribly, horribly racist.
That's me.
Yeah, it's talking about absent black fathers.
Exactly.
Yeah, basically.
I don't have that though. I'm cool on that part. I don't have it, so I'm good.
So do we have anything else?
I do have. Okay, so Brandon's not gonna be in the season throughout the whole time, correct? He's pretty much exiled.
That's what they said. They said he wasn't going to be in this season.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that was before they announced that they were going to change up the story. It's very possible that they may have made some changes and brought him back.
He's so boring.
According
according
to all the producers and all that, remember they're combining book 5 and the Untold book. They know where the story's going.
No, they're combining books 4, 5, and the Untold book.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
Last season was the wrap up of book 3.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
Yeah, but book 3 was like the biggest out of the whole series, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yes, and that's why it was split into 2 seasons, season 3 and 4.
Wow.
So why can't they just do season 4 this year?
Why can't he do a fucking movie?
From what I heard,
here's the reason why, and it's a simple reason. Books 4 had X number of characters. I think it was like Jon Snow and some other people. And then book 5 had all the other characters. So they didn't interact at all in those 2 books. So they kind of have to combine those 2 books to keep
Or else they have to lay fucking actors off for a season.
Right.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I heard books 4 and 5 were, like Knuckles said earlier, kind of dry.
Yeah, they were tough to get through.
Yeah. All right, so did anyone have anything else they wanted to bring up for this episode? 'Cause I think we kind of covered everything.
Hot Tree can't throw a rock. Save his life.
Yeah, you mentioned that already.
Yeah, I was going to say it for no reason.
So what do you think the dragon's going to kill next?
Anyway he wants to.
Because he just took off. Honestly, when he took off flying...
Isaiah does have a point there. Anything he fucking wants to.
Yeah, that's pretty much, he's flying away. He basically has the lay of the land there.
He said,
See, I saw him flying, and the first thing that came to my mind was Lake Town. He's going to start fucking blowing up shit.
Yeah, that's his whole thing. Like,
First he has to find a mountain to set up as his base.
And some treasure.
And a lot of treasure.
Minus the treasure, I just pictured him flying because he was in that downward angle, and I thought he was like, okay, he's just going to like light this place up.
How hard
you
is it to
rebel earlier, I'm going to light y'all asses up.
How hard is it to stop a dragon anyways in this world?
I don't know. It can't be all that difficult, I'll be honest. I mean, comparatively to like Lord of the Rings or whatever. If you looked at the CGI on this fucking dragon does not have scales. I mean, at least not chest scales. He had like this weird bristled hair on his chest. He did not have scales, which means that it's very possible he doesn't have the armor that you normally would see in like a Lord of the Rings dragon.
Oh, interesting.
Maybe he's not fully
developed. The fact that they don't fucking exist in this world also kind of tells you that maybe they're not all that difficult to kill.
I think it's more they have a problem with fucking like pandas. That's fine.
Actually, I think that's one of the things that happened in the Lord of the Rings. I think that's what lowered the population in Lord of the Rings. Between that and being killed, that's why there's literally might as well only be the one.
Yeah, quite possibly. It should be fun to see how these things sort out, but for now we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode of Geeks It Around. If you guys have anything for us, you can always email us, of course, geeksitaround@gmail.com, or give us a phone call, 801-609 GOTR. Again, that is 801-609-4687. We'll be back here next week right here on youtube.com/geeksaround for next week's episode of Game of Thrones. In the meantime, we always invite you to join the Geeks Around community on Google+. You will find the link for that down in the description for this video, right underneath that like button. Until next week, my name is DeAno Jackson. This has been a Geeks Around discussion vidcast for Game of Thrones, and we will see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.